Well, it's the first week of playoffs with coverage brought to you by Alienware. I'm joined right now by Jojopyun from Evil Geniuses, fresh off of their 5-game victory over TSM. Were you ever worried? I mean, you guys made it all the way to the 5th game.
I was worried after game one. Like, after we lost game one pretty badly, I was like, shoot, we might actually lose to TSM. But after game 2 and 3, when we stomped them, I thought it was a free win. But then we played bad again. So, yeah, I was low-key worried a lot of times, yeah.
So what happened between game 4 and because game 5 was a super stomp. I think you guys had a 15K gold lead at like 21 minutes by the end of that game. So what happened between game 4 and game 5 to like bring that in?
I think game 4 we were too cluttered, I would say, in comms, and we were just trying to do too much. So I think everyone realized after game 4 we just have to calm down and just play our game. We don't have to rush anything because we're just the better team and we're just going to win, right? And then also Revenge just killed them all randomly, so then the game became much easier, but yeah.
Was it random, or is that like Revenge on Aatrox? I mean, they showed a chart at the end because he got player of the match, and he had just popped off in those wins. So yeah, I mean, how much of that was just like him getting lucky with some kills versus, I guess, Revenge just playing really well on the day?
I mean, he played well. The last game, I didn't even see him just killing everyone, so I don't know. I mean, it was definitely lucky and good, it's both. Because, like, there's no way he could 1v3 like that. I mean, unless he just, like, faker or something. But I think he really stepped up, so that's good. And I think the whole team stepped up game 5 too, because we all just played better for sure than game 4, so yeah. Was
there a conversation behind the scenes between game 4 and game 5 that you think led to the win? Like, I don't know if Kelsey came in and was like, okay, you guys are all just talking too much, or if Revenge was like, yo, give me Aatrox, I could close it out. Like, what was that conversation like between 4 and 5?
I mean, the Aatrox pick was like in draft, when we saw their champs, so we didn't even talk about Aatrox at all before. And I don't know, we were just all eating food and drinking, getting ready for the next game. There wasn't really like a pep talk, but I think everyone just knew what they had to do, like in their own way, so I didn't think anyone really needed it, honestly.
What has it been like playing with Revenge this split? Because I feel like I was tweeting about how I had for a while felt he was in Elo hell with Immortals. He's obviously had a much better opportunity to play with you guys this split. So what's it been like for you playing with him?
I mean, he's for sure good. I'm surprised he wasn't top 3 All-Pro. Like, that was pretty surprising to me. But he's definitely really good, and it's really good playing with him because he knows his matchups really well, so I don't have to worry about top. And he just really, like, he's very motivated and wants to learn a lot about the game, which is good. So, yeah, it's been fun working with him.
You mentioned Revenge. Was there anybody else you were surprised or anything else you were surprised about in All-Pro?
Yeah, also Ayla. And obviously Armeo and Chin is good, but they were splitting time, so it makes sense to me wwhy like people wouldn't vote them, even if they were playing really well. Yeah. And I'm surprised Ayla didn't get it too, but I mean, it's kind of hard, like I don't know. It's kind of like a lot of name, honestly, for people that vote. Just they see the names and everything, so So yeah.
We did an interview halfway through the split where you were like, yo, I deserve MVP, they should just give it to me. And then I think you had a couple rough weeks right afterwards, then a great final week. So I guess what is your assessment of your performance over the course of the split, especially in relation to the MVP race?
I don't even know. I mean, I played well the first few weeks, and then there was that 1 week where we went like 0-3, and that week was bad. It was pretty bad. But then the last week after that, we played pretty well. So I feel like everyone had bad games. Like, that's front running for MVP. But I still think I definitely deserve it, like, honestly. Okay. Yeah.
Well, votes are already in. What do you think your chances are? Obviously, you think you deserve it. What do you think your chances are of getting it?
I'm not sure, to be honest, but I know it has to be me or Blabber for sure. And I'm going to be honest, like, Blabber's obviously good, but this split, I don't think he really did anything crazy. I feel like he was just farming the whole game, and his team are good laners, so then he can just farm until he gets his item, and then he looks good, But obviously, he's a good player. But this split, I wouldn't give him MVP in my opinion. Not because, like, I'm front running, but, like, just honestly, Yeah.
All right. Speaking of C9, I've done multiple interviews with players from there, and I've heard multiple times they think you guys are frauds. And they've used this term, fraud. So I guess what do you think of the fact that they have this opinion of you guys?
I mean, it makes sense low key because in scrims, like we're just a lot of scrim days we just completely run it down and we just look bad. So I mean, honestly, I'm not too mad. And if we're the underdogs, that's always better. So we just have to show up, Yeah.
I thought for sure you'd be like, yeah, I can't believe they're saying this. So you're like, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. That's how bad scrims are?
I mean, it's not that bad, but like we just have a lot of fun games, where we just do whatever we want. So they might think like, what are we doing? Are we even thinking, But I definitely think they're beatable for sure. Yeah.
Well, I do feel like, obviously people looking at Team Liquid, maybe NRG, et cetera, but it does seem as though people are really looking at you and Golden Guardians and Cloud9 as the teams to probably be in finals or some combination of the three. What do you think of your chances, and what do you think of Golden Guardians?
I mean, Golden Guardians are definitely good. They have like good players in every role, but I think every team is like really inconsistent in my opinion. Like every single team, including us, Golden Guardians sometimes look really bad. Team as C9. So honestly, whoever just plays better on the day will just win because I don't think it's really a big gap since everyone's so inconsistent. Yeah.
So it sounds like, in your opinion, finals is kind of a toss-up.
Yeah. Whoever plays better on that day, honestly. Yeah.
All right. Well, looking forward to seeing how you do going forward. Anything that you want to say to any of the fans out there?
I mean, I appreciate everyone watching. I mean, this series was a bit messed up, but it was entertaining for the fans. So yeah.
And that's what we're here for. Either way, thank you so much, Jojo, for the interview. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things LCS right here on my YouTube channel. LCS is here, and so is my coverage. And while you might think that most of what I do here is just interview people, it's actually also about trying to impress people because reputation matters at the LCS. You need to look stylish. That's why right now I'm sporting my 720H headset available from Alienware. But also, the coolest thing that really helps me stand out from the crowd is walking into LCS with my new M18, featuring their new Legend 3.0 design. The anodized aluminum lid with the dark metallic moon finish is very cool and helps me stand out from the crowd. People know I'm the coolest when they see me with an Alienware notebook that has an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 40 series GPU in it. So thank you so much to Alienware for sponsoring and helping me stay fashionable.